up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rise. We're back at the original filming location because you know what? We got a bunch of bugs behind us making a ton of noise, but they're excited for this vehicle right here. This is a 2022 Volvo XC90 T8 Recharge Inscription. But before we get into this mouthful of a plug-in electric hybrid SUV, let's talk about what's going on here. Volvo, they've been doing the business in the auto industry for decades, and they've always been a name that's recognizable when it comes to safety. Now, transitioning throughout the last, I would say, 20 years of their time in the auto industry, they have been switching over to SUVs and crossover SUVs, obviously from the popularity of those vehicles. Now, as we move towards electrification, Volvo does have their full EV brand known as Polestar, but they're bringing electrification in different ways to their Volvo products. This XC90 really is the best of both worlds, where you're gonna have your electrified setup, but you're also getting that internal combustion engine, plus with it being a plug-in, that allows that extended range. So what I wanna find out is this the best luxury mid-size SUV that has that plug-in capability, or should you be going with one of the other Euro brands, BMW, Mercedes, or Audi? Let's dive into our XC90 and find out. Right off the bat, the style. I feel like Volvo is one of those brands that's kind of forgotten, but they do a great job of some clean style when it comes to their largest SUV. Starting at the front of the business, they hit the nail on the head with the headlight design. So you're gonna get your LED daytime running lamp, LED turn signals, and the craziest setup of an LED headlight. Really love the size of the housing, and of course, Thor's hammer in there, illuminated brightly. Now, as we drop down, the interesting thing is that on the driver's side, you have a ton of fake vent. So we are gonna zonk that. The interesting thing is on the passenger side, the vent is functional. And then on the lower portion, they even give you more fake vent. So kind of curious why they didn't make this any kind of functional corner air curtain, or give me some LED fog lamps. There's no fog lamps on this XC90. Now, with it being the Inscription trim, which is that luxury, elegant trim, we do have some bling blinging chrome accents, and it matches well with the headlight housing. Other than that, everything else is gonna be body color matched. Now, when we come across the grille, I think that the Volvo badge and grille has never looked better on any of their other vehicles than this XC90. Great size. You'll notice that each of the vertical slots, it's got a concave design to it. Of course, you got that Volvo badge, and look at the way they hid the forward-facing camera smartly within the badge itself. More chrome, so make sure you have your Volvo sunglasses that you're wearing so you don't get blinded. And then as we work our way down, you do have functionality on the bottom portion, and it's flat black, so this is gonna take a nice beating. Everything else is color matched, and here on the corner is where they have that functional vent on only this side. So kind of interesting the way that they only did it on the passenger side, not on both sides. But when we get up onto the hood, fit and finish is premium. Everything lines up perfectly. You got a nice sort of like boomerang dip on both sides of the hood, and everything just goes right towards the A-pillars. When we come around the bend, what are we working with? Wheel and tire setup. Check this out. Nice large 21-inch wheel, machined aluminum, solid spokes all the way around. If you're wondering, well, what's the size of this tire? 275 on the width, 40 series sidewall, and you can see our adaptive suspension with the upper control arm and all the other bits shining from behind that setup. I think my other favorite part about the side of this vehicle, everything is color matched. And this color is a beautiful like green gray. It looks gray when there's no sun, but then it gets a green tinge when the sun comes out. If you're wondering what is this for, this is for your plug-in capability. So this being an electric plug-in hybrid, you're gonna plug that in. That's gonna give us extra boost, but it's also gonna give you extra range, and then you kind of just seal that up, close it up, and it's real smooth. Color matched on the mirror caps, and these are electric tilting mirrors, so that kind of is gonna close up when you lock it. We got the LED turn signals. You are gonna get bright, shiny metalwork, top and bottom, and up on the roof rails. And as we kind of stand back a little bit, you can see how we have some color match on the door handle, but we also have some chrome. And as you notice, I just locked the doors and they electrically pivoted in. On the bottom portion, we got the recharge badge. When you see recharge, think about it. We got the lithium ion battery, we got the recharge name. That's because you plug it in and guess what it does? It recharges. On the bottom portion, the way they drop that side sill extension down, like I said, it's classy and elegant all at the same time. Good size quarter window. Love the fender flare all painted. And then as we come to the tail end of business, I absolutely dig the taillight housings. They do a great job, all LED, very, very unique. We got our XC90 badge. Even the way that they shape the hatch, you got that nice rise in the center with the Volvo badge. We're gonna zonk this guy. This needs to be tucked underneath, and I would like to see this extended out just a little bit further. But we got our T8 all-wheel drive. So we have electric motors, 2 electric motors. We got all-wheel drive getting the power to the ground, and recharge means that it is a plug-in electric hybrid. Working our way all the way down. We're gonna finish it off with some bling bling and chrome, just like up front, and some flat silver along the bottom. Everything else, like I said, nothing dangling down, which shows that attention to detail. But why don't we pop the hood and see what the heck is powering this XC90? All right, guys, we got the hood popped. You do have hydraulic hood struts. I just want to point out just how high the hood opens. I don't think I've ever seen a stock hood open this high, but the great news is it's going to give you a perfect bird's eye view of all this plastic. Engine cover, not the sexiest, and it's made out of our Nerf football material. They actually do that, believe it or not, for pedestrians. If you hit a pedestrian, they'll bounce off of this rather than impale themselves. But you got the Volvo name, you got some electrical business going on underneath the hood. What do we got? Underneath the Nerf football, we have a 2-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder. Now, before you get in the comment section and start complaining about that, it is paired to 2 electric motors. It's gonna give us, and I hope you're sitting down, 455 horsepower, 472 pound-feet of torque. It's made it to an 8-speed automatic transmission. It's got a lithium-ion battery pack. It tows up to 5,000 pounds, 0 to 60 in about 4.8 seconds, top speed 140 miles an hour. You could do pure EV, a total of almost 20 miles. MPGEs, around 55 MPGEs. MPGs, 26 in the city, 28 on the highway. And then, like I was saying, nice to have those 2 electric motors. Now, obviously being a midsize, having 455 horsepower is definitely plenty. But why don't we go ahead, let's get to the interior and see how does Volvo separate themselves from the rest of the Euro luxury brands. All right, guys, we're inside this 2022, say it with me, Volvo XC90 T8 Recharge Inscription. I know you're saying, wow, I need a drink of water after saying all those words and names, but how much is it? So MSRP, the way that this one is optioned is right around $75,000. Let's see what you get for your luxury plug-in hybrid money. To the door panels, nice, elegant touches. Up top, soft touch material with the contrast stitching. Look at our Bowers & Wilkins speaker grill covers, especially the one that is for the tweeters. Really has a nice classy look. You got 3 memory seat settings for the passenger and the driver, open pore wood, and then more beautiful speaker grill cover, followed by leather, no gloss black, and a door pocket where you could easily get a 12-inch Swedish fish and a bottle of Yoo-hoo to wash it down. So that's the good news. To the dash, let's see what we got going on. More of that nice leather material, the stitching, open pore wood. You could rub your wood after a hard day and nobody's gonna bother you. 9 inches. So you got your 9-inch infotainment system. It is what they call portrait style or vertical style, and it is touchscreen. So you got your AC controls there, ventilated seats, heated seats, navigation, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. You bring down all sorts of menus. We could swipe over and you could pull up your car status, see what's going on there, actually go into the status, see your oil level, what's going on with the air pressure. Do we need to service anything? Look at that, 260 days until your next service. It actually lets you know, and that's your home button. And then what's great is that you just pull back your navigation, or we could go the other way. And what I like about this is that you could actually turn on and off all the safety features. You could go into your drive modes, tells you what's up, pure, hybrid, individual, power, and off-road. You know where we're gonna be going. It's gonna be in power mode. And then, like I said, hit the home button, we're right back. I like the way they're real slim and trim on the radio controls. That's all you need. More of that open pore wood, more of that nice leather. And then probably the largest sliding door I've ever seen in any car. Watch this. 1, 2, 3, Alakazam, boom. 2 cup holders, wireless charging, and a 12 volt. And a little place to put Tic Tacs. I would go cinnamon or peppermint. I don't like the orange Tic Tacs. I got a scary story to tell you one of these days, but I won't tell you right now. But the nice thing is you close it all up. You got the dark crystal shifter. Like the way it gives it that real rich touch in here. A little bit of gloss black, nothing too crazy. This is your start, stop, twisty knob. It's not a push button, it's a twisty knob. And then you're gonna have more leather on the armrest. Open it up, USB-C, USB-A, and you could easily fit, I would say, 65 and a half Swedish fish, the regular size, those red ones. Just make sure you have some dental floss because they get all stuck in your teeth. Seats. I love what they did with the stitching. One of the best looking headrests in the business, perforated all the way down. And then of course you're gonna get full electric assist for the passenger and full electric assist for the driver. And I love the way they did the bolstering. And I'm telling you, they're super soft. You look at the headroom in here, because this is the inscription trim. You got the microfiber suede material. We got our power shade on our panoramic sunroof, which is massive. Goes all the way back, which is a nice touch. And what I like is just one touch. Look, Mom, no hands. That slides back. I'm 6 feet tall. I feel great in here. But why don't you come over to my two-tone steering wheel on the business end of this XC90. Come on over. All right, guys, business time behind the wheel. Like I said, you get 3 memory seat settings. I do like the aluminum sill plate with the recharge name, and it's got the ambient lighting that's gonna welcome you at night. You have the black controls for your seats. Really like the way you could adjust everything. And what's great is that you even have massage seating for the driver. Really gives it that situation that after a hard day at work, you could kind of get calmed down before you get home to where the kids are gonna annoy you. You could kind of have some of that chill time and get the massage. Steering wheel, I don't really like light interiors, but I do think it looks classy, especially with the two-tone. I just wish they would have done something with the horn button. It's a little on the bland side. And then the gloss black on the switch gear, as you can see, it just leaves smudges and grease and grossness. So don't really love that. Also, I'm gonna zonk that this does not have an electric tilting telescoping steering wheel. And a $75,000 vehicle, that seems a little foolish. But what doesn't seem foolish is 12.3 inches of digital display pleasure. You can see the speedometer on the left, you got the navigation in the center, and then you got your charge and also fuel. And this does have regen braking, remember, so nicely set up there. And you got a head-up display. So they're definitely giving you plenty of ways to get your information. But why don't we go ahead and get into the mid-row? Because yes, this has 3 rows. So let's get in the mid-row and see if your passengers are gonna be happy Swedish chefs in the backseat. All right, guys, mid-row time, and I'm liking what I'm experiencing so far. First of all, you notice how they got the microfiber suede material all the way down the pillar here, and you got AC vents built in. That's gonna give you a little bit better extra airflow. Backs of the seats, very, very clean. Like I said, if you have kids, they're probably gonna leave their jelly donut fingerprints all over the place. I don't love these cargo net things. Plus it's like really tight. So maybe one piece of pita bread is all you're gonna be able to stick back there. So bring a jar of peanut butter or something to put on the pita bread. You do get a nice command center. 2 more AC vents, and what's awesome is you got 2 USB-Cs. So I thought there was just gonna be 1. You actually get 2, and you have 3 stages of heated seats. The only zonk, no ventilated seats, and that's a problem at $75,000. And then you can control your dual climate, very simple on both sides. That's a nice little setup as well. I got my own AC vent. You have those manual shades, so in case you're on lover's lane and you got your boyfriend or girlfriend in the back seat, or husband or wife, and you guys are making out, pull those up so nobody's looking at you, because you don't want to wind up on the internet in somebody's weird YouTube video. Wink, wink. Seats though, feel great. They do slide. That's important for lover's lane. Let's see if they recline. Just a little bit. Should have been a little bit more. But you do have a nice center armrest. Open that up. 2 cup holders. It's the most complicated setup for cup holders, but I guess it works. Flip it back, but you know what? We're gonna do it. Even though I'm about to probably break my back, we're gonna get into that 3rd row and see just how usable it is in this XC90. All right, guys, 3rd row time. And I'm telling you right now, if you have anybody in your life that you wanna punish for mistreating you and being mean to you, have them sit back here. It's on the tight side. I mean, the good news is that if I hunch down a little bit, being 6 feet tall, I'm not gonna make contact with the beautiful headliner. I do wanna do this on camera just so you could see the space. So you could easily fold this down. And what I do like is that now you could kind of do one of these guys if nobody's sitting in the middle. And then what you could also have is take off your shoes and somebody massage your feet. So as long as you don't have sweaty, gross feet, then that should be no problem. But with that mid-row down, you could see just how close, and I had to move this all the way forward. So if you pay the person who's sitting here $20, hopefully they'll move it forward for you, because if they don't, you're gonna be squished like a bug. I do have the AC vents, I do have cup holders, and these seats, they remind me, the bottom portion, the back is great. The bottom portion reminds me of like a jump seat on a jet plane. Maybe they're like ejector seats. So you have somebody sit back here, and then when you get to your destination, you just pull the ripcord and they go flying out through the roof. There's nothing in the center here, so you're really gonna have to keep to yourself. But why don't we go ahead, let's get into the cargo area and see what we could do with these seats as we fold them down and see what we could haul in this XC90. All right, guys, time to get in the cargo area. You just hit the button underneath L, and guess what? Electric assist. You're gonna be greeted to a amount of space. It's a little on the tight side. It's about 11.2 cubic feet of space. What I do like is they give you a nook right underneath there for a Jersey Mike's sub, 12 inches, of course. On the passenger side, we do have our little nook for a full box of Twinkies, and you got a 12 volt, which is great news. So you could warm your Twinkies up, especially on a cold day. You could actually raise and lower. You can see I'm lowering the rear of the vehicle with that air ride suspension. We lift up the cargo floor. What do we got? You got all your charging hookups so that you could plug in your plug-in electric hybrid, and you could actually put, I would say, 1 cookie cake underneath here. So if you want to celebrate that you got yourself an XC90, keep that cookie cake underneath there. Just don't wait too long to eat it, or it's going to get all green molded and gross. Seats, how do you put them down? Real simple, manual. Boom. Just flip it up. They flop right down, nice and flat. The only challenge is to get them back up. You got to reach all the way in there. There's no actual lever or handle. I'm going to have Steven kind of showcase the AC controls, speakers, and everything that's back here in this rear. You got a little tiny cubby for your Skittles, and you got a yogurt holder, which is real nice when you're eating Skittles and yogurt. You're looking at 64.1 cubic feet of space when you put down the seats, and that's going to help make that Costco run just a little bit easier. But why don't we go ahead, let's see just how far we could get with this electric plug-in and how good the 0 to 60 is. If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go do it. All right, guys, we're behind the wheel of this 2022 XC90. I do have it in sport mode so that we could take full advantage of 455 horsepower in this mid-size SUV. Easy to drive, nice steering feel, on throttle, here we go. Wow. This thing has plenty of get up and go, for sure. And that's the amazing thing, is that you're getting the instant torque from the electric motors. The 4-cylinder is a little noisy. I mean, that's just the nature of a 2-liter 4-cylinder. But other than that, I mean, look at this. That all-wheel drive keeps you planted. It's surprising. I mean, the front end lifts up and you are off. 8-speed automatic doing its thing. Getting to all the controls are well within reach, and I don't mind the 9-inch portrait style screen. I know some people, let me know if you think it should be bigger, but I think the 9 inches is plenty of size. Love the Bowers & Wilkins center speaker, the way that they do the design. Everything else is just elegant, nice to touch, and makes sense in here. You got your ventilated seats, you could have your massage seats on, and it's real easy to get to exactly what you need. So here's where I could turn it on, turn it off. Real easy to figure out with the massage seat settings. You could do your intensity, you could change your speed up, whatever it is that you need, this thing could do. Getting out onto the highway, this is where the XC90 really flexes its muscle. It's so smooth, the seats feel phenomenal, and the sound deadening material is spot on the money. I mean, it really is super quiet in here, and I just can't believe the power of this thing. I mean, look at this. Jeez, it really has a lot of get up and go. I would love to see a true performance vehicle from Volvo. Obviously, they have the Polestar brand, and those are using pure EVs, but to have a plug-in hybrid, I really feel like that is the perfect recipe for success as we transition towards EVs, because we're not there yet. You got your navigation, everything's easy to read, easy to understand. And then you got plenty of room in the mid row. It's just the third row that's really lacking in this XC90. On throttle, here we go. Now, this isn't a performance-oriented luxury SUV, but definitely with the electric motors, it's bringing some performance to the table. And if you have overlooked Volvo, I highly recommend checking them out, because they are bringing some interesting technology and unique style to the auto industry. All right, going around this bend here. Love the steering feel. Good balance to the chassis. And then if you're ready, I'm ready. We're gonna do some on throttle. I'm gonna come to a dead stop here. Nobody's behind us. On throttle, here we go. Oh my God. Wow. This thing is unassuming. You think it's just gonna be a leisurely drive? This has plenty of get up and go. It allows you to pass, allows you to merge very, very easily. Of course, you got all the safety features, blind spot monitoring, lane keep assist, emergency brake assist, pedestrian alert. It's all there, parking assist. So they got you covered with the technology when it comes to safety as well. And that's always been a Volvo mainstay, is safety. That's always been at the forefront for them. I guess some of the things are a little cumbersome, like the AC controls. To get into it, you gotta get through the touch screen. It's nothing too crazy, but it is nicer to just have some AC control knobs. But having the dual climate, having the ventilated seats, and the head-up display is nice and clear and very, very simple. It doesn't have all this complex information or too much information. It's just right. But I'm telling you, the amount of torque that this thing has, it's freaking surprising, and it feels absolutely phenomenal. But I'm hoping that this has been a nice overall review of the XC90 Recharge T8 Inscription. We're gonna get back and wrap this one up, so I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, it's been an electrifying kind of day here on Rady's Rides with this Volvo XC90. Definitely want to thank everybody at Volvo USA for allowing us access to this electric plug-in hybrid SUV. Let me know what you think. Is this enough of SUV for the price? Do you like the fuel sipping savings that you get from it? Put that in the comment section. But if you're new to the channel and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Rady's Rides family. Got to give it up to Steven and Steven Flood Photography, working that camera like a champ with us. Show him some love or some comments about his filming style in that bottom section. Thank you, Steven, for all that you do. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.